the enemy doesn't stop his attacks. He doesn't pause to say, you know what, let's get him a break. When you feel like you're under attack spiritually, like everything seems to be going wrong in your life, it's because you're on the path that God needs you to be on. And the enemy knows it. So he's going to send distractions. Let's talk about the distractions that he sends to you to bring you down and take you into the sunken place. The sunken place is real. It's filled with, I'm giving up. I don't want to keep on. I don't want to love no more. I don't want to go to the job. You start to feel helpless. You start to not have the confidence that you need to continue on your journey to be successful, because the enemy is throwing things at you, whether it be financial situations, whether it be toxic people and relationships. The enemy is always going to throw something at you. I'm under attack all of the time. Familiar spirits, they like to circle back around. See, the familiar spirit that the enemy sends you, that's that narcissistic demon that a lot of us keep on dealing with. See, I dealt with one, but that wasn't the only one. They just keep coming back in different body forms. When we're dealing with spiritual warfare and you have these different entities and these different spiritual attacks coming at you, it may not be the same individual, but that same spirit, that same Decepticon will continue to come at you until you've learned your lesson. Until you have learned to put on the full armor of God, until you have learned to put your faith and trust in Him, until you have learned to love and respect yourself, until you have learned to set boundaries with people, until you have learned that you deserve to be treated better than that, until you learn that you don't deserve to be cheated on, until you learn that you don't deserve to be somebody putting their hands on you. Until you learn these things, that familiar spirit, that entity, that demon, that old serpent they call the devil, he's going to continue to come at you. But once you build your confidence, once you know who you are, once you are able to fulfill the purpose that God has for you, these demons will flee from you because there is no room for them there. But until you learn it, you're going to keep dealing with it. We have to get to a place where we can start recognizing these things. It's not a game. It's not a joke. It's not a hoorah. It's not some spiritual nonsense. It's real. We are spiritual beings living inside of a body that is flesh. The flesh has needs, but the spirit does too. The enemy is coming after both of them. And if you don't get your desires of the flesh aligned with your spiritual needs, you're going to continue to go after problem after problem after problem. And the enemy will eventually take you down. You will eventually succumb to the injuries spiritually if you don't get your mind and your body aligned with the life that God has for you. That's real. It can't get no realer than that. You can look at it however you want. I dealt with that. I still have the familiar spirits hitting me right now. But because of what I went through, see, once you've dealt with the narcissist, you can't undeal with it. You can't unsee it. You can't unfeel it. You're always going to be able to recognize somebody that's toxic, that's narcissistic, that may have some type of personality disorder. We want to talk about it in a scientific way. We're talking about a spirit that's out there to destroy you. Once you've known that spirit and it becomes familiar to you, don't you continue to make the same mistake again. Do not continue to entertain these spirits that are coming to destroy you, because a lot of us are going through it again and again and again because, well, this person was the narcissist and this person was the narcissist, because we're not learning. Learn the lesson. You're not crazy when you start pointing these things out. That's the same thing so-and-so did. You act just like, because it's the same spirit. They're not done with you. Recognize these things. Understand that God has a purpose for you. Satan knows it. That's why he's sending his secret agents. Okay? You got a purpose. You're loved. I'm going through it. I'm just going to keep on fighting. And you're going to keep on fighting too, because we're not going to go through this. Love yourself. Pray and ask God to cover you. Pray and ask God to give you the discernment you need so you can recognize these familiar spirits. Allow the Most High God, allow Yeshua to come into your heart, into your mind, so they can block these things. They can protect you. If you don't ask for the protection, if you don't allow the Holy Spirit in, these things will eventually turn you into what they are. Okay? That's it.